The Highwayman by Alfred Noyes. The wind was a torrent of darkness among the gusty trees, the moon was a ghostly galleon tossed upon cloudy seas, the road was a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor, and the highwayman came riding, 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 the highwayman came riding up to the old inn door. Over the cobbles he clattered and clashed in the dark inn yard. He tapped with his whip on the shutters, but all was locked unbarred. He whistled a tune to the window, and who should be waiting there but the landlord's black-eyed daughter, Bess, the landlord's daughter, plaiting a dark red love knot into her long black hair. "One kiss, my bonny sweetheart, I'm after a prize to-night, but I shall be back with the yellow gold before the morning light. Yet if they press me sharply and harry me through the day, then look for me by moonlight, watch for me by moonlight, I'll come to thee by moonlight, though hell should bar the way." He rose upright in the stirrups, he scarce could reach her hand, but she loosened her hair in the casement, his face burnt like a brand, as a blast cascaded of perfume came tumbling over his breast, and he kissed its waves in the moonlight, oh sweet black waves in the moonlight. Then he tugged at his rein in the moonlight, and galloped away to the west. He did not come at dawning, he did not come at noon, and out of the tawny sunset, before the rise of the moon, when the road was a gypsy's ribbon, looping the purple moor, a red coat troop came marching, 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 King George's men came marching, up to the old inn door. They said no words to the landlord, they drank his ale instead, but they gagged his daughter and bound her to the foot of her narrow bed. Two of them knelt at her casement, with muskets at their side. There was death at every window, and hell at one dark window, for Bess could see through her casement the road that he would ride. She twisted her hands behind her, but all the knots held good. She writhed her hands till her fingers were wet with sweat or blood. They stretched and strained in the darkness, and the hours crawled by like years, till now on the stroke of midnight, cold on the stroke of midnight, the tip of one finger touched it, the trigger at least was hers. Tlot, 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 had they heard it? The horse hoofs ringing clear? Tlot, 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 in the distance, were they deaf that they did not hear? Down the ribbon of moonlight, over the brow of the hill, the highwayman came riding, riding, riding. The red coats looked to their priming, she stood up straight and still. Tlot, tlot, in the frosty silence, tlot, tlot, in the echoing night, nearer he came and nearer, her face was like a light, her eyes grew wide for a moment, she drew one last deep breath, then her finger moved in the moonlight, her musket shattered the moonlight, shattered her breast in the moonlight, and warned him with her death. He turned, he spurred to the west, he did not know who stood, Bowed with her head over the musket, drenched with her own red blood. Not till dawn did he hear it, and his face grew grey to hear how Bess, the landlord's daughter, the landlord's black-eyed daughter, had watched for her love in the moonlight, and died in the darkness there. Back he spurred like a madman, shrieking a curse to the sky, with the white road smoking behind him, and his rapier brandished high. Blood red were his spurs in the golden noon, wide red was his velvet coat, when they shot him down on the highway, down like a dog on the highway, and they lay in his blood on the highway, with a bunch of lace at his throat.